Welcome back. Today we will be discussing a new topic in physiology, that is membrane potential. Now in this membrane potential, first we will be discussing the resting membrane potential. What is that, sir? Listen carefully. So here in this concentration gradient, we are having inner and outer, right? Always intracellularly the potassium will be high. Okay, the potassium will be high, right? So the intracellular potassium will be high, and due to this concentration gradient, the potassium will move from inside to outside, which means what, sir? The potassium, the positive ions is moving from outside to, that is inner to outside, which means the positive charges will move outside and cell will become negative. Yes or no? Potassium, the positive is moving outside, but inside what it will be? Negative, right? It will be negative. Understand? Now what is happening, sir? So this negative potential developed inside the cell. Why? Because of potassium efflux. Yes or no? So potassium is moving outside, the positive charges are moving outside, so inside it will be negative, right? So it is potassium efflux, and that is called as resting membrane potential, where you will see in a condition at rest. Very simple, right? You got this idea. I am just repeating in very simple words. We are having inner and outer here. Inner we are having potassium charges more, potassium ions are more inner. At rest the potassium can move to outer side, right? So here in the inner we are having more amount of negative charges. You got the concept, right? So here, what is the cause for RMP? Of course, the potassium is moving outside, so potassium efflux, right? Potassium efflux. Remember one concept: the neuron RMP. What is the resting membrane potential for neuron is -70, and what is the cause for RMP? Diffusion of potassium ions. The potassium, same words. If you remember the concept, you can know these words. Potassium is moving from inner to outer. What is accumulating? Negative charges are accumulating. So negative charges are accumulating, and the cause for RMP is diffusion of the potassium ions. That is called as diffusion potential. Very simple. And this diffusion potential, the characterization, if you see, three important characteristics. One, it depends upon the charge of potassium. Next one is the permeability. Permeability is what? Even at the rest, the potassium is permeable to the cells. So no. So permeability, charge of potassium, very important. Concentration gradient, right? So this is about the diffusion potential. Okay, this you got it. Now we saw about the RMP of neuron here. Now the RMP of skeletal muscle is -70 MV. Now tell me the RMP of neuron, -70 MV, and here it is -90 MV. Similar to that in the heart, the RMP of heart specifically to the cardiac ventricle is also -90 MV. So this is about the resting membrane potential. Now further, we are also having restless membrane potential. What is that? Restless membrane potential, sir? Resting membrane potential is always stable. Means what? If you give neuron RMP, it is -70 MV. For skeletal muscle, it is -90 MV. But in the restless membrane potential, it is unstable, right? It is unstable potential values, which means the RMP is going to oscillate between these values, -60 MV to -40 MV. Understand? Now let us see the examples. It is seen in the pacemakers in different areas. Mainly in the heart, we are having the SA node, right? Okay, that is the example. And GIT, we are having something called as Cajal cells, and the respiratory system we will be learning about pre-Botzinger complex, that is the pacemaker, that will also contribute to restless membrane potential. Very simple, right? Next, this contribution to the restless membrane potential is by diffusion of potassium. First, very important, majorly it is because of the diffusion of potassium. Minor amount is also diffusion of sodium, that we will be learning here. Diffusion of sodium, it will be producing about minus 86 MV of RMP. If minus 86 MV of RMP is for this, what is the remaining 4 MV, minus 4 MV by whom, sir? Very important pump, that is sodium potassium ATPase pump. Listen carefully. Minus 86 MV of RMP is contributed by majorly diffusion of potassium, that is the major, and diffusion of sodium, that is minor, that is minus 86 MV. Remaining minus 4 MV is contributed to our pump, sodium potassium ATPase pump. Okay, now this RMP is affected only by when there is change in the potassium levels. Yes or no? Hyperkalemia, increase in the potassium. Hypokalemia, decrease in the potassium. Now let's tell about what will happen in a hyperkalemia, sir. Very simple. See, normal diffusion of potassium from inside to outside will not happen. So normal diffusion from inside to outside, potassium, that is the normal diffusion, is not taking place. Understand? And that is the hyperkalemia. Because of this, the inside will become more positive. Inside become more positive. Is there no? Already inner is potassium. It has to move outside, but not able to move outside. So here will be accumulation of positive thing that leads to hyperkalemia, right? So that is depolarization, where the cell will be more excitable. Very simple. What is the thing? Inner, more amount of potassium. There is no normal diffusion taking place. So potassium will be placed inside the cells where more positive will be there, and cells will be more excitable. That is hyperkalemia. What is the condition in hypokalemia, sir? Very simple. Here the potassium is more inside and there is increased potassium efflux due to the concentration gradient. You saw the characters of concentration gradient here, and due to the concentration gradient, the potassium, there is increased potassium efflux, right? So the hyperpolarization occurs. So the potassium is able to move outside more. So there is negativity to the cells, inner cell. So the cells are less excitable. Very simple. That's opposite cases, right? Okay. Now we learn about the restless membrane potential. Now very important concept we are going to learn about is equilibrium potential. Okay, equilibrium potential, same concept, but we are going to add one more concept further. Very simple. So what we know, so this equilibrium potential also called as isoelectric state. Why is that, sir? I'll tell you. Now due to the concentration gradient, what is the thing? The potassium moves from inside to outside the cell, and because of this it creates a negative charge inside the cell. This we already know, right? This is about the resting membrane potential, right? Now the further thing is, this negative charge inside the cell, listen carefully, the negative charge inside the cell is going to attract the positive charge potassium ions which is situated outside the cell. So what we know, inside the cell there is more amount of negative charge. So no, because potassium went outside, so inside will be negative, right? And because of this negative charges, it is going to attract outside, that is the outer, okay, attract the positively charged potassium ions situated outside the cell. And attract, so that attract causes, it creates an electrical gradient. Are you able to understand? So till here you understood the concept, resting membrane potential. What is this concept? Very simple. Here negative charge is more, that negative charge is going to attract the positive charge from the outside, right? Very simple. And that is going to cause a electric gradient. That is called as equilibrium potential. Very simple. Right. Now, when the concentration gradient is equal to the electric gradient, there will be no ion movement, right? Because the concentration gradient is equal to the electric gradient, and then further the ion movement will not be there, right? Since both are opposite to each other, that potential is called as equilibrium potential. So, because of this movement, there is no further ion movements taking place, and because of this, the cell membrane, because they are opposite to each other, and that is because of the equilibrium potential. Now, what is the equilibrium potential of sodium cell? Very simple, plus 60 MV. And remember about calcium also, plus 130 MV. So, who gave this idea, sir? How this plus 60 MV came? How this plus 130 MV came? We have an equation, that is Nernst equation. Okay, Nernst equation. What is this, sir? Nernst equation is to calculate the equilibrium potential for the single ion. Very simple and very important. Nernst equation is to calculate what? The equilibrium potential for single ion. What is the formula, sir? Plus or minus 61 log of the concentration outside by concentration inside, or else vice versa. Anything can be done. Okay, plus or minus 61 log concentration inside by concentration outside. Both will be same. Understand? Now here, this equilibrium potential is going to correspond to inside of these cell ions. It contributes mainly to the inside of these cell ions, and also very important, the ion which moves from high to low concentration. That is the basic. First, it must move from high to low concentration. Next, it contributes to the inner of the cell. Very simple. That is the equilibrium concentration. Now listen carefully. The positive charge moving inside the cell, positive charge moving inside the cell, that is positive equilibrium potential. So no, listen to this concept. I will draw here. This is your outer, this is inner. Okay, so all your positive charge is going inside the cell, which means what? Your inner will be positive, which means that is positive equilibrium potential. Very simple. Next is what? The positive charge moving outside the cell, then negative equilibrium potential. That is this condition. Positive charge is moving outside the cell, then this becomes negative. So negative equilibrium potential. Very simple basics, right? So this you have to know. The equilibrium potential for chlorine is minus 70 MV, and equilibrium for potassium is minus 90 MV, right? So this is about the Nernst equation, what we have learned, and in the next video, that is the part 2 video, also we will be discussing about the membrane potential. Thank you. Have a nice day.